Number one.
Don't include me. Still here we are, both of us lonely, longing for shelter from all that we see. Why should we worry? No one will care, girl. Look at the stars now, so far away. We've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow? We've got tonight, babe. Why don't you stay?
Deep in my soul, I've been so lonely. All of my hopes faded away. I long for love like everyone else does. I know I keep searching after today.
So there it is, girl. We've got it all now.
And here we are, babe. What do you say?
We've got tonight. Who needs tomorrow?
We got tonight, babe. Why don't we stay?
I know it's late and I know you're weary. I know your plans don't include me.
Both of us lonely. Both of us lonely.
We've got tonight.
Who needs tomorrow?
Let's make it last.
Let's find a way.
Turn out the light.
Oh, come tonight now. We got tonight, babe. Why don't we stay? We got tonight, babe. Why don't we stay?
Everyone considered him the coward of the county. He'd never stood one single time to prove the county wrong. His mama named him Tommy, but folks just called him Yellow. But something always told me they were reading Tommy wrong. He was only 10 years old when his daddy died in prison. I looked after Tommy 'cause he was my brother's son. I still recall the final words my brother said to Tommy. Son, my life is over, but yours has just begun. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. It won't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand. someone for everyone, and Tommy's love was Becky. In her arms he didn't have to prove he was a man. One day while he was working, the Gatlin boys came calling. They took turns at Becky, and there was 3 of them. Tommy opened up the door and saw his Becky crying. The torn dress, the shattered look was more than he could stand. He reached above the fireplace and took down his daddy's picture. As his tears fell on his daddy's face, he heard these words again. Promise me, son, not to do the things I've done. Walk away from trouble if you can. Now it won't mean you're weak if you turn the other cheek. I hope you're old enough to understand. Son, you don't have to fight to be a man. The Gatlin boys just laughed at him when he walked into the bar room. One of them got up and met him halfway across the floor. When Tommy turned around, they said, "Hey, look, old Yellow's leaving." But you could have heard a pin drop when Tommy stopped and locked the door. 20 years of crawling was bottled up inside him. He wasn't holding nothing back, he let them have it all. When Tommy left the bar room, not a Gatlin boy was standing. He said, "This one's for Becky," as he watched the last one fall. And I heard him say, "I promised your dad not to do the things you've done. I'll walk away from trouble when I can. Now please don't think I'm weak, I didn't turn the other cheek. And Papa, I sure hope you understand. Sometimes you gotta fight when you're a man." Everyone considered him the coward of the county. In Cumberland, Kentucky, on a cool autumn evening, Billy lay in love with Mary Ann. She was a rich judge's daughter, he was the son of a miner, but that night their love was more than they could stand. The judge said to his daughter, "That son of that coal miner is someone you'd do well to leave alone." She knew her dad so well, she knew she couldn't tell, but the truth was bound to show before too long. Their love had started growing on its own. You can't outrun the long arm of the law. No, you can't outrun the long arm of the law. Billy placed his hand on Mary, and he felt the baby moving. Kissed her and said, "I'll see you when I can." The judge had made a promise when he caught up with Billy, he'd send him far away from Mary Ann. The whole town knew he'd do it. Too many times he had proved it to at least 100 men behind the wall. He'd smile behind that frown, and when he brought that gavel down, he called himself the long arm of the law. And he'd set his mind on seeing Billy fall. In a hot and humid mine shack, a midwife pulled the sheet back and placed a cool damp towel on Mary Ann. Billy's eyes were wide with wonder from the spell he was under when she placed the newborn baby in his hands. hear the siren, just the baby crying. That miracle of love is all he saw. When the door came crashing down and Billy turned around, he felt the heart and soul inside him fall. He stood face to face with the long arm of the law. You can't outrun the long arm of the law. No, you can't outrun the long arm of the law. You can hide out for a while, he says with a smile, but you can't outrun the long arm of the law. Seemed like everybody down in Cumberland, Kentucky came out that day to see poor Billy's trial. The court was called to order. There sat the judge's daughter. She looked so proud holding Billy's child. When they brought Billy to him, the judge just looked right through him as he held that holy Bible in his hand. And he smiled at his grandson, then his eyes cut back to Billy. Said, I think this time the law will understand. Son, I sentence you to life with Mary Ann. You can't outrun the long arm of the law. No, you can't outrun the long arm of the law. He said to Billy with a smile, I know you hid out for a while, but you can't outrun the long arm of the law. No, you can't outrun the long arm of the law.
Trees are things that move and tell you when the wind blows. Flowers are things that bloom and tell you when the winter goes. Sand is a thing that tells you when to empty your shoe. And I'm the only one you tell all this to. Ralph is your cat who tells you that he's got to go outside. Jane is your friend who tells you when you ought not to cry. I know Boo, she knows when you are feeling blue, but I'm the only one you tell all this to. I'm the only one you tell all this to. Is a word you hear all alone in the dark. Fun is a day in the sun with Ralph in the park. Happy is the time you find love that is true. And I'm the only one Kathy tells all this to.
direction and the mirror's reflection. I'm a dancing with myself when there's no one else inside, in the crowded lonely night. Well, I wait so long for my love vibration, and I'm dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. When there's nothing to lose and there's nothing to prove, but I'm dancing with myself. If I looked all over the world, and there's every type of girl, but your empty eyes seem to pass me by, leave me dancing with myself. So let's sink another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had a chance, I'd ask the world to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Well, there's nothing to lose, so there's nothing to prove, when I'm dancing with myself. Another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Another drink, 'cause it'll give me time to think. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance, and I'll be dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. If I had the chance, I'd ask a woman to dance. Dancing with myself. Dancing with myself. Sweat.
tell you lies, cut you down to size. Don't do me like that, don't do me like that. What if I love you, baby? Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that, don't do me like that. Someday I might need you, baby. Don't do me like that. Listen, lady, can you see? Baby, you will bury me if you were in a public eye. Give it someone else a try. And you know you better watch your step, or you gon' get hurt yourself. Someone's gonna tell you lies, cut you down to size. Don't do me like that, don't do me like that. What if I love you, baby? Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. What if I need you, baby? Don't do me like that. 'Cause somewhere deep down inside, someone is saying love doesn't last as long. I've got this feeling inside, night and day, and never can't take it no more. Listen, honey, can you see? Baby, you would bury me if you're in a public eye. Give us someone else a try. And you know you better watch your step, or you're gonna get hurt yourself.